So in this video, I am going to discuss my learnings and understandings in our lecture 11 and lecture 12 in our subject Human and Computer Interaction. First, I am going to discuss the lecture 11, which is Design Methods and Case Studies. So we are going to tackle about case studies in this lesson, and we're going to see the methods and what the designers learned in their case studies. So the first case study we are going to look is designing digital games for rural children. Their study was to design mobile educational games for India, and they're going to learn from traditional games so they can design digital games that rural children can relate to. They also need to know the game mechanics and how do village games differ from contemporary games. So these are the previously designed games. First is the Crocodile Rescue, B is Dancer, Figure C is Train Tracks, and Figure D is Frogger. So they tested 3 games in exploratory studies with 3 communities to understand the extent to which their qualitative observations on how well rural children engage with their design features. So these games were used to observe the children who engage in playing these games so that they can know how they played it, if they are using it correctly or not. So their findings: goals. Frogger was easy to understand. Train tracks was not confused in Crocodile Rescue. Player actions. Some children did not realize that you could move sideways in Frogger. In the difficult level, children disliked the crocodiles. Participants were more stressed when there were more dancers in Dancer. Resource management. In Dancer, they didn't know they gained more tomatoes by going to green members of the audience. Scorekeeping. The children did not pay attention to scores. The team that researched this study ended up in game redesigning. This is the new design of the game they make. So those findings are considered or being used for this application or game. So the conclusion: analysis of playability issues of existing games resulted in the design of a new game. So those findings again are being used by the researchers so that their games will be played by the Indian children. So we are going now to proceed to lecture 12. Lecture 12 is all about measuring the user experience. So first, what is usability? It is the extent to which a product can be used by specified users to achieve specific goals with effectiveness, efficiency, and satisfaction in a specified context of use. Usability is an approach to product development that incorporates direct user feedback throughout the development cycle in order to reduce cost and create products and tools that meet user needs. In product development, you must apply the approach which is usability, and it is one of the most important thing you must consider in developing an application. Through user feedback, you will know or you can know what are the things that are lacking in your product or what you need to improve. So that is the importance of usability. Usability really just means making sure that something works well, that a person of average or even below average ability and experience can use that thing, whether it's a website, a fighter jet, or a revolving door for its intended purpose without getting hopelessly frustrated. So the most important thing if you're making an app is that it works well. It is one of the most important thing, and it can be used by any person, meaning it must be easy to use and not that so complicated that can lead to a user being frustrated. Usability versus user experience. Usability, ability of the user to use the thing to carry out a task successfully. So, meaning your product is doing what he must do, or the product is working well and it is usable and it has the ability to be used, and that is the usability. What is a user experience? So individuals' entire interaction with a thing as well as thoughts, feelings, and perceptions that resulted from that interaction. So User experience is all about interaction to the thing. So the whole experience or the whole interaction, the whole time you are using it. So that is the user experience. We are interested in user experience because through user experience, developers can use it as a tool to improve our product. So that's why we are asking feedback to the customer or to the user so that we can know or we will know where we are going to or what part of the application or the system or any product we need to improve. So what are usability metrics? So metric way of measuring or evaluating a particular phenomena or thing should be observable and quantifiable. Usability metrics reveal something about the user experience, about the interaction between the user and the thing. Effectiveness, efficiency, and satisfaction. Effectiveness or ability to complete a task. Efficiency, of effort to complete a task. Satisfaction, happiness with the experience. Also measure something about people and their behaviors and attitudes. Metrics should answer questions. Will the user like the product? Is this new product more efficient than the current product? How does the usability of this product compare to the product of the competition? What are the most significant usability problems of this product? Metrics are measured in the context of a task. So the best example for this is a hard task or challenging task. Since a hard task or challenging task is very hard to complete. So if the user complete it, then the task is effective. Designing a usability study. First is formative, second is summative. So study goals. So grader types, optimist. These answers are half right. So that is optimist. An optimist is a positive thinker. This girl in the picture is a optimist since she talks that the answers are half right and it is a positive one. Then a pessimist. The answers are half wrong. So he always think negatively. And then realist, statistically speaking, my teaching has had no impact. Formative studies continue. So, what aspects of the product work well for users? What do they find frustrating? So, what are the most common errors? So, formative studies focus on the product, on how the product, on what is the product's performance, and the summative studies focus on comparing the product to other products. User goals are performance and satisfaction. Performance relates to what the user does with the product, time to perform a task, number of clicks, and number of errors. That is the performance. Satisfaction, what the user thinks about his or her interaction with the product, visually appealing or trustworthy confusing. 10 reasons to conduct usability studies. First is completing a transaction. Can the user complete a transaction? So that's the thing we must know. Task success, drop-off rate, issue severity. Number 2 is comparing products. How does your product compare against the competitions? These are examined through task completion and efficiency. Number 3, evaluating frequent use of the same product. How easy is it to use an everyday product over and over? Number 4, evaluating navigation or information architecture. Can the participants find a piece of information? Your information must be organized and easy to find and easy to read so that your users will not be lost in nowhere, will not be lost and can use the directions easily. 5. Increasing awareness. Are participants aware of a feature or a new piece of information? Examine number of interactions with the new element. Participants recall of the new feature, eye tracking. So if the user use the feature, then they are aware of that feature. But if not, meaning they are not aware of that feature. Problem discovery. What are the major usability issues of the product? These issues are the issues that arise during the use of the product. Maximizing usability for a critical product. Can the possibility of error be eliminated? Number of errors made while performing a task. So that's how we are going to know that problem. Creating an overall positive user experience. Is the product engaging? Remember our lecture on emotional design. Shit. Examine satisfaction and exceeding. Evaluating subtle changes. What effect do subtle design changes have on the user experience? So we are going to know that through user feedback and the differences in behavior among groups exposed to slightly different versions of the same software. Comparing alternative designs. Which design works best? So in this case, we are going to know what is the best design that can be applied to your product. Next is testing environments. Single room. So these are the types of testing environments. So single room. These are the observers, the test monitor, participant, and the PC being used by the participant, and the video camera. All of the participants or the people that are involved in the testing are are only in a single room, in one room only. Yeah, and they are not separated. So single room, test monitor has close contact with participant, sense of teamwork. Test monitor can provide encouragement. Test monitor's behavior can affect the test. Limited space for observers. Modified single room. So the test monitor is here, and the video camera with the participant and the PC are here, and the observers are on the side. Modified singular test monitor is more free to move about, take notes, and etc. Remains remains within visual proximity to the participant. Participant not isolated. Setup encourages participant to think aloud. Loss of proximity. Participant can feel uneasy, limited space for observers. Electronic observation room. So this electronic observation room has two rooms, which is the test room and observation room. So in the observation room, the only person inside are the observers, and in the test room are the participant and the test monitor. Electronic observation room. All the advantages of single room setup. Observers get to view the test without worrying about interfering. Test monitor can affect the participant logistically difficult. Classic laboratory setup. So test room and the observation room. So in the test room, only the participant, and in the observation room, the testing staff, the test monitor, and the observers. So the observers can look through the one-way mirror, can look to the participant, or can observe through the one-way mirror. Classic laboratory setup. Unobtrusive data collection. Testing staff can communicate freely. Many observers. Very impersonal. Limited view of screen. Not suitable for exploratory tests. Testing roles. The test monitor. In charge of the actual test. Oversees testing. Greets, interacts, and debriefs the participant. Compiles and communicates test results. Data logger. Classifies critical activities and events of a test into coded categories. Assigns codes to expected activities of interest. Makes sure that actions are easily identifiable. Timers keep track of the beginning and ending time, often performed by the camera operator. Video recording operators adjusting and operating the camera, ensuring test materials are available. Product experts familiar with the product under review can intervene if there are technical problems. Test observers, anyone who attends. So test monitor, most critical role, human factors specialist, marketing specialist, technical communicator, and external consultant. Characteristics of a good test monitor: grounding in usability engineering, quick learner, instant rapport, excellent memory, good listener, comfortable with ambiguity, flexible, long attention span, empathic, big picture thinker, good communicator, good organizer, and coordinating. Typical problems: leading rather than enabling, too involved with data collection, acting too knowledgeable, too rigid with the test plan, not relating well to the participants, jumping to conclusions. Improving test monitoring skills. Learn basic principles in human factors. Learn from watching others. Watch yourself on tape. Work with a mentor. Practice monitoring. Learn to mediate and practice bare attention.